So this video here popped up about a half hour ago. I wasn't really doing my video things, so I sent it to my saving account. I'll do a video on it later. So it just pops back up again. Now I go through these things where I feel like I am in motion or I am supposed to be doing things. So I want to try and get this out the way. In this video, it speaks of many different people going through many different things and how it ended with them. So in my situation, my brand and everything, the title to my book, my brand, what I came out with is "It Is Now We All Shall Rise." That's the YouTube channel. It's the book on Amazon Kindle. And I sent it out to people in power, presidency, and royalty around the world. Everything is documented. Now, I started seeing many changes, so I pulled back. But also, when you're trying to create things, somebody just messaged me. I check that out in a minute here. But so people try and create certain systems, and the other systems that are above elite years in, they will feel like it will go against their system. And of course, they don't want their system broken down, and they've been planning years ahead to avoid that. So you never know what could happen to you. In my case, we get them feeling some time because I'm going to share. I have shared, and I'm going to share again, and it's coming right now as far as with the Now We All Shall Rise. It is a certain system that can be created very quick, and it will just take on so much. It will roll over so much, and we don't mean for it to. It's just a system. It's just something. So I'm going to play this video, and it'll kind of get to what I'm saying. And I'm not the only person around that sits back and hold on to what they feel could make changes, because other people are concerned, or some people may be afraid that something may happen to them. They might not know how to go about things. They'd rather keep their inventions or their knowledge, wisdom, everything to themselves. So this new system also will help in that. I also know another video that someone is trying to create something similar. Dang cats. I don't know if that noise was just caught on there, but I'm going to share his video too, where he's trying to create a certain system, and he actually calls out a certain way, kind of like how I did when I first came out. So I will share more of that, but this video is important as far as sharing what happens to people and how people feel about going against the system or trying to create something that would challenge systems. But let's do the video here first.
5 days. The Civil War. 5 days.
Sorry about that.
Abraham Lincoln printed millions in government-issued notes, bypassing European banks to fund the Civil War. 5 days after the war ended, he went to Ford's Theater. President McKinley supported the gold standard, while others favored a central bank with a flexible currency. It wasn't long before an anarchist was let into his rally. 3 business titans allegedly opposed the creation of an American central bank. An unsinkable ship owned by J.P. Morgan. He was supposed to go with them, but canceled last minute. That ship was called the Titanic, and the Federal Reserve was founded the next year. Senator Huey Long rallied against the Fed and tried to cap America's wealth. He was shot inside Louisiana's capital. His gunman was killed instantly, with no autopsy, lost evidence, and conflicting ballistics. Congressman Louis McFadden accused the Federal Reserve of high treason for causing the Great Depression. He collapsed after a banquet. The official story? Heart attack. JFK signed an executive order giving the Treasury power to issue silver certificates and bypass Fed-issued notes. You know how this ends. Congressman Larry McDonald, a fierce critic of all global banking elites, boarded Korean Airlines Flight 007. The plane accidentally veered into Soviet airspace. All 269 souls died, and Moscow held the black boxes for a decade before releasing edited data. Thomas Sankara, president of Burkina Faso, rejected IMF and World Bank loans. Shortly after, he was assassinated in a coup. His successor immediately took the loans. By the year 2001, very few countries didn't have Western-controlled central banks. Afghanistan and Iraq were two of them. All they needed was an excuse. The ruler of Libya, Gaddafi, proposed a gold-backed African dinar to replace the dollar for oil. NATO intervened in Libya's civil war, and Gaddafi was killed. Libya got a new central bank.
All right, so that was that video. I'll finish this and I'll make another one. I'll connect it to this one. But that's speaking, just kind of like how things are going, different systems being created. But I gotta be quick, so I'm gonna stop this one real quick. I apologize about that dang vibrating stuff on these videos. It's my quickest way of just doing them as the videos pop up on my screen here. So using the recording it like that is convenient for me. So I tried to stop the sound. But anyway, I want to finish this video so I do not miss anything.
Abraham Lincoln.
All right. So, but anyway, we'll pick up on this. There'll be another video that I will make. That is connected to this. All right, something is telling me to add this little bit to this, or as much as I can to this situation, because this is important. So years ago, I made a video explaining a system that we could create, and it was kind of calling on many different people. So, and I pull back or I hold back also for other reasons. Sometimes people put things out and people will steal our ideas. You have people take your things and run with it. So I am hoping that I can use this for documentation. My other video that I put out, it can be used as documentation that I called on this. I have another video on my YouTube channel. Like I say, it shows it was years ago, speaking on it. My first introduction video, it speaks on it. Now the numbers was different. Back when I first came out and released everything, I was 33 at the time, so that's why I released everything. And inside of the introduction video, which was over an hour long, and at the end of it, it gave out what I was asking for the people, for everyone as a whole, not just America either. Now, so at the time, the number was 1 billion. Because for some reason that number was being sat on, it was being held. A lot of people were saving up, trying to reach that number, and it was the number at the time that would have caught the attention that I'm gonna speak on now. The number's different now. So, but anyway, even after that, I started seeing a bunch of different things. Like I say, many things I spoke on, things started happening. So I kind of pulled back. I sat back, watched a lot of things. I spoke on many different situations, about many different systems, and how things can be ran differently, and how people are kind of suffering, going through this and that, the education system, the employment system, the prison system, like I say, many different systems. So, and like I say, around 2019, the pandemic happened. Also, after I released my stuff, they started giving out a lot of money where the PPP loans were going. So, man, I seen a bunch of different energy. So, and even after I put out at that time, even we had different celebrities and people, reaching the $1 billion mark. So they reached that mark. Now, in this day's time, after everything we see, we're about 7 years away from at that time. Things started showing more. Things started coming more to light. Different groups here, different groups there, different systems here, different systems there, new systems, old systems that need to be broken down or worked on. So within all that time, up to now, the number has changed to where I think the people should raise $1 trillion. The new system should raise $1 trillion, and inside of that will come everything else behind it. So throughout my life, I have grown to be a businessman. These things should be documented, not just someone speaking out saying these things. Also, and of course, I have much more learning to do, and also this system will be created of the best people for the jobs, not people that are wanting the job for money, but the people that we can tell are interested in that job. And we get this right now from social medias. Look at what some people have taken their social medias for, and you can tell that that's what they're into. I mean, these people could have taken their social medias and utilized them for anything. And I'm talking about the ones that are sincere or genuinely interested, and for the good, positive, yeah, etc. You know what I'm trying to say. So um, it will be built up of all of those. I even wrote down a lot of names in my first and one of my other videos on my Lushan Rose YouTube channel. If you scroll down, you'll find the channel, or you'll find the video where I called on these people and I spoke on so many things, and I called on different people at the time. And I also had said something similar to where if things didn't change, I was going to call on another group. So that was something else also. I don't know. There is a certain group out there that can pull together, which is what we want to do also. I have so many things inside of this one little thing to where no one can take my story and run with it. No one can take my idea and go with it as full strength as I can with all the studies I've put into it. So I think that I would have to be involved on top of being a chosen one from the universe, from, I try not to speak spiritually or as a religious, but and I respect all religions. I look up to all religions. I'm supposed to know as much as all religions. The system is actually supposed to be bringing the religious together as much as it can. But like I say, just think about this. So $1 trillion is a number that will catch everyone's attention anyway. $1 trillion is the number that will catch everyone's attention, and by it catching everyone's attention, and by it being for a good cause, it will grab a hold of almost everything. Like let's say, or excuse me, with a trillion, we will sit on that and we are to build with that. Okay, with a trillion, we will, man, like I say, I have so many ideas, but I'll give a few of them out right now for people to kind of get an idea of what type of ideas I have. So these are some of them as far as putting 1 million in every state right off top. 1 million to build one of the biggest buildings that will be beneficial to the grounds. Now that's 1 million in every state, and I'm pretty sure that we can do more than 1 million in every state for a big building, because we have to make it to where everyone can kind of be involved. Everyone is going to want a piece of this. Everyone is going to want you, because the system is for everyone also. It can't just be for whoever donates the money or whoever. This is for everyone and to better everything for everyone. So we can take on some of the older buildings, and I have many ideas as far as running the skill trades through there, and as far as me working with the homeless people these past 4 or 5 years, kind of seeing how their lifestyle is, having certain buildings to where they can be useful. The prison systems make it more to where they can be useful, uh, looking more thoroughly into certain situations. We need many more authority figures. I would say we have millions of people, and the court systems are so backed up. Some people aren't even getting gotten to because of we only have a certain amount of judges, certain amount of lawmen, certain amount of everything that's going on, certain amount of rules actually that's holding people in place. So we also, and I notice now how the social media is, and it can. Let me see if I can get this. Change this up. So oh, I forgot I'm doing a different recording, so I can't go to the original video, and I'm trying to change that picture there. So, but so many, and also with the trillion, before tapping into it, we want to find a way to knock off 1 trillion off of the debt. So our debt is like 30 some trillion or whatever it may be. however high or whatever it is. So we want to raise $1 trillion. We also want to find the best way to knock $1 trillion off the debt. We will also look into running or getting very involved with the XRP system. We're not sure how long the coin system is going to last. It is actually a system that might carry on for as long, I mean, for years, because of so many people have so much invested in it, and the Bitcoin miners and whoever created it's a system that's going, and it has gone so long and it's gone on so much that it may roll over into some type of uh, currency. But when it first came out, I just didn't see that because the Federal Reserve is not going to allow something like that. And then the guy comes out, or whoever it was anonymous. There was just too much to it for it not to be official, especially by us. We got laws, and we already know how federal is. So that's why a lot of big time investors, they would say, well, nothing is backing it, and that's why I speak on XRP, because XRP is backed. It's backed by assets, and also it is being utilized. It can be utilized, and if I'm not mistaken, I heard recently that it was given authority to become a bank or something like that, some similar. And today is Sunday, the 11th January 2026. So, just speaking on that little part, as far as like we will invest in so many things, also creating so many things that others will invest in. Like I say, this number is a number that will catch on, and I mean, I feel like, and like I say, it will roll over some things because we will be able to we will be able to uh, I want to use the word invest again, but not just that. So with that number, people will come to that number as that number as it is as a whole. People will want a piece of that. People will want to be a part of that, and we will gather it all. We will gather it all for as long. I would say, let's say, okay, we're in 2026. We see the way it's looking. We raised $1 trillion. If we hit the $1 trillion mark, that's going to cause some things. It's going to, it's going to shift some things. It's going to slow down some things, speed up some things. But it is a good thing to happen. Like I say, like it would be the biggest. It would be the most ever raised. It would be, like I say, the system alone will catch on, and we will use some government officials because we would need to be taught some ways, as far as structure, certain things like that. Now, and I mean, I have many different uh, ideas as far as for different cultures. Um, but this is just a briefing. Like I said, something told me to add this bit and put it with this video. And you have to excuse me. I'm trying to say so much so fast. So, and we'll say a lot more to it. But, or excuse me, however, like I say, with that number and us gathering everyone that we can and everything that we can and investing in everything that we can, creating everything that we can, and working with some of the names that I have written down from seeing you guys. And we appreciate a bunch of people working on the things that they're working on. Also, we see a bunch of confusion, and these people want to know what's going on here. These people want to know what's going on there. I promise you, if we reach this number, we will have some of the best researchers and the best ways to put out that knowledge to ourselves. We see what's going on with media. We see it was like different medias. They put out what they want to put out. We see how a bunch of Americans just don't really trust the government because of history, different allies, as far as the Israel situation that's going on. I do not agree on the way that they're going. I do not agree, excuse me, I do not agree on the way that they are going about it. Um, but some things, some of us have to study more on, do more research, and that's what we want to do. But how can we do it when we can't afford our own top elite people to go in and do the best research? We can't really get past uh, we can't get clearance in certain areas or to certain information, which is another thing. Before I end this video, I want to speak on when I also released, or excuse me, when I released everything, I also asked for half access of all of our military services, because that is another thing that our government uses and makes them so strong and especially towards the people. Now, I also want to add that we are not trying to override the government. Never. Not from me or what I'm trying to do, and that's not what this system is for. It is never to override the government, it is to work under the government. So we can get the assistance from the government and we can kind of, stay in order, because we will never outride the government. It don't even it don't make sense to make it a goal. It'll cause too many problems, too much conflict, just too much. So our system, we give us our system, and the main government by us agreeing, to work up under them or whatever. Not really agreeing, because there you don't. But anyway, by our plan to be to work under them, and for us to just let this, or let it be known that this is just a system for the people, a worldly system. They should be interested in working in this system, because their system is so old, not saying that in a bad way, that a bunch of people don't believe in it. They don't know what to trust. They don't know what to trust and what not, or what to trust, what not to trust. There's so much going on. So with a new system, everything starts fresh. And I believe that many good people from the governments, or from officials, law people, I think they will come over to our system, because you have many people in government and um, in law, uh, in the workforce, many people that just want a different system. They want to be a part of a different system. And inside of this system, I promise you, there's just so much that I have to where everyone will kind of be satisfied. So that's what we're going for. And like I say, I don't think anybody can take this and run with it all the way. I think I would have to be involved, because of where I am with it. So solid inside of it, years inside of it, that I've been holding back, and many other ideas that go with it. And I have excuse me, I have so many tablets and books of things written down. So, but anyway, I'm glad that I was able to get this video right now. I hope everything turned out good on it. So a quick video here, because I tried to get some photos of different donations and sponsors, or excuse me, different donations and fundraisers that's been going on, because it seems like there's a portal open right now for fundraisers and people to give donations, things like this. Um, Justin Neely and different content creators, and different people, they can put out on their platform, and many other people help out however they go, and that is a blessing for the world going on. So we want to, with this system that's for everyone, we want to try and catch this portal. Now I looked up, and then in this one, because it's, excuse me, inside of this one, it stood out to me, but I pulled it up from a news clip that had popped up to me, and I thought it said that, yeah, I guess Trump would be involved. The Trump administration would be involved in the national security, the national security. So, but whatever this is, like they say, okay, so the recent goal to reach 1 trillion for U.S. national security funding was part of the proposed. So that's for that. And like I say, and we know that they wanted to spend more in the defense bill, or excuse me, for our defense. Understandable there. So, but just as long with this, or excuse me, along with this, we still want to do our part, because that's going to be for that system, which is probably needed for our lands. But for our system, that's what we want to do. But this was one, like I say, it stood out that I had noticed that someone had called out that number, and I was just going to add it to, like, look at these people that are trying to raise $1 trillion. That was actually my first time hearing that and seeing it on a news clip, that someone was trying to come up with that number. So, oh yeah, and it made me know to add it to many of the situations, or excuse me, many of the donation situations. Add this to it to show that it shouldn't be too far out. I also shared another clip. Let me see here if I can go back. I know Miss McKenzie, so many donations that's been given out, and we don't want to put pressure on anyone. Anybody that's already making their donations, we're not trying to shift anything or trying to force the shift in anything. I don't believe in that. As far as some people saying, "Oh, these people got all this money, they should do this with it, they should do that with it." I don't believe in all of that because every individual is different, and we never know what's going on or what. So, but I am only sharing certain situations to show the numbers that have been being donated by just individuals. So it shouldn't be too far off for us to raise this number for everyone as a group, as a whole. It will open up more transportation. We'll be able to get to other countries. We will be able to start so much more because once we raise that 1 trillion, it will not stop there. It will keep going because that is what it is for anyway. It will expand so much in the name of what it's supposed to be, if you understand what I'm saying. So, but all right. Again, I apologize about the vibrating thing. So this video also popped up and it made me think about the situation of there only being one Mr. Beast as far as an individual like him. So we want to create at least two Mr. Beast, right? With what we have going on, someone that is, able to benefit the people on big scales, even in other countries. And this gentleman here was or is the president of the Rothschild Foundation, something like that they were saying. So, but the one guy that was in here that made this video, if you can see the name on here, um, Conscious Media, he is making this video for another reason, as far as saying some of these people are probably connected to this or connected to that. Which in this case, we could probably see, let's say, Mr. Beast on his own get so big, so so up there to where people like this have to connect with them. We don't know if behind the scenes there was a deal on them saying that he have to work with them. We don't know. Some of that is not our business. But on our side, we want to create something similar, some of these same systems, and we want these systems to be wide open, open to where all public can see, all of our officials. We know anybody willing to live up under the camera all the time, a certain way, people that know that they can be trusted by the people. I myself, I can be randomly drug tested at any time. I do not do any other drugs, and I do not frown upon anybody else that do anything. I know how to relate to certain people from my time, coming from a certain lifestyle. So I work with certain people. I know how to work with certain people. I'm just saying, as far as for my mentality and um, just to put that on my character. So you have to excuse me. And in some of these videos, you guys have to excuse me. I'm saying so much so fast, trying to get these out of the way. I'll be doing another introduction video soon, trying to reach more people. But I'm just putting these videos out right now, just to kind of document some things and try and get to it.
She spoiled me a lot, but after a couple of years, she was
Last
gone.
video
I moved
to
in with my
connect with
aunt and
these for
uncle, who
now.
became my mom and
So
old
this is
man.
the Lushan
I guess my
Rose
mom thought it would be
YouTube
best with them
channel.
because they was
I
rich and
created this
owned
years
land.
ago. So this right here is a playlist. It goes to the poems. Now these poems was posted 4 years ago, but they were written way before that. I would have to, okay, on my Facebook page, in the videos, it should go back a little further. Also, when I was in prison, so whatever date it was that I was in prison and when I got released, because when I got out, it'll show that I had some people from prison right inside of the book, and so I had, um, I was working on this stuff, man, many years before I even put things together. So I had to have like different editors and things like that. So, and I say all that to say that I've been working on this stuff for a while, watching things. So these poems are very important to time, from then and to now and moving on. But anyway, I got on here to go to
Because they was rich and
so if you go here and how you have however you can to get to all of the videos. So down at the one where it says Mr. Rose, important links in description. So I'm just gonna push on that so we can get some of this here. And if you all stay with me, work with. This is the video where I called on so many people, named out so many names, and you guys have to excuse me. I think it was hot in the place, and I was, snuffy or something, because this video I really didn't like after watching it, and you know, I wanted it to be put together a little better, edited. But anyway, so we go right there where you see more under the video. You push on more, and then right here where it says check out links below. So go down a little bit. It says check out links below. There. You'll see more again. Push on more. And right here, these are very important links. So you got the first introduction video. Now We All Shall Rise, GoFundMe, which is the book and everything, the brand and everything. Trucks and trailers and community centers. That's for people and for young life that may have license, but they don't have the trucks and trailers to go out and can do jobs in the communities or in the cities or around or whatever. I myself, when I got from a certain lifestyle, I ended up purchasing a truck and a trailer for a side business, and ended up picking up on many more things. So and I'm willing to teach, go through things with people. So the truck and trailers and community centers would be very helpful for people and the youth. And we want more for the youth so they can get out and network a little more from certain ages, because there's nothing for them. We'll make another video on that sometime, some other time. Quicker rise in educations and trades. We see that things take time these days with the system that they've had going on. We want the system to kind of be a little more open for people and work a little more quicker. Medicines, health, and law services, because we see what's going on now. We could use, or they could use some help in creating new systems in the health system. And we are in, excuse me, and with our total, we would be interested in investing in older buildings or buildings that would be suitable for us to bring in some of the equipment that we can use for some people. But anyway, another league of sports. I'm sure that there's many people out there that would like to get involved, get into some things. And I've also noticed that there are leagues of sports that we very rarely hear about. And I'm like, man, that's something. Kind of like the Ice Cube League. You very rarely hear about it or see it in the social medias or anything like that, and you would think that that's something that you see more of. But anyway, I mentioned that because it's like, I mean, do we have a shot there? But I think, like I say, once this number catch off, the number will be up there, kind of like at the top of everything. Everybody will see it, so everybody will invest in what we have going on. Everybody will want to be a part of it. So I think what we do will just kind of, like I say, it will take off. It will shoot to the top. Art programs to spread wealth. I think that's something simple. The youth, anybody can create art. I'm an artist myself. I can draw anything in my sight. I'm pretty hard at, excuse me, I can't freehand draw, but I can draw anything in my sight, and also an artist as far as creating pieces and certain things like that. So the book, Now We All Shall Rise, it is on Amazon Kindle. We do want to set up something better for that. I'm looking for a book deal. There is a lot behind the book and my story. There is a story that can be published from all of this, going back from my family and everything. I will try and share some more of that for people to know that we have something to bring to the table also. I mean, as far as for something for production, media, something. You guys have to excuse me. Like I say, I'm trying to say so much so quick, so I apologize. Link to the book. I'm not sure if that link still work. I think I tried it recently, and oh, wait a minute. Why is it? It says added. The first 27. I want to push on that and see here. Let's see here. Well, I do appreciate that it does bring the book up. So here you can go and see the book. This is me, my name, this is what I brought out. Now We All Shall Rise is in there around the world. God Fearing Production is what we want to bring up. So if you check this out and you see, but actually anyway, you can go through there, scroll through there, and we need to get the book mastered. Whatever. But anyway, I'm gonna go back. So that is there, and YouTube can show that these links were added to this video at that time, and this was 6 years ago. We're rolling on 7 years, you guys. So I just wanted to show that as something to take it back, show that I've been working on this. And okay, so hold on. So All right, and Louis Rose, My Story. So you can go check that out, and it kind of just share a little bit. I'm gonna get some photos from there and probably put it in the description. So right there in the one video where it says Louis, My Story, um, I'll share another video. But right now I want to go back, and we go back again, and this is the Now We All Shall Rise channel. So you guys can go to that channel, and it has many videos that I've been posting from recently. And there are some important videos. If you go over to videos there, that's how it'll take you to all of the videos. Excuse me. And I want to see if I can come up on this video. There's some wise one. Because there is a video that I made related. Okay, here we is right here where it says lessons from history. I'm gonna put it at the top here. So lessons from history to create a better future. I'm gonna push on it. Now this, I want to get this video real quick. I like this screen record because I can. So this video here, it says I posted it a year ago. So, and for that video that had popped up on me at the time, it was posted 2 weeks ago at the time. You see, so I was able to utilize it for the information that I wanted to give off. Actually, I have to go stop something, so I'm gonna stop this video, and that is that, man. Everything there, and things can be checked out, and we'll go from here. If I said the last video was the last video, I apologize. This one, or I was actually editing them all to run them together, and something told me to put this last part to it, as far as some of the people that we would call to try and all work together, because we can see that these people, every individual have every individual have their interests in different things. And I've been writing the names down like that. Like, let's say I'll write one here and one on the other page. Well, I do a lot of my writings like that anyway, because I never know what I'm going to write in the middle. So if I open one of my tablets, I'll write some in the beginning, some in the middle, some towards the end. Sometimes I might be trying to hide some of my writing, so I'll put it more towards the end or somewhere in the book to where it's just not right there in front. So that's what was going on with these names. And as you see, names will keep getting added, and there are so many more people that we will add. This is just a idea of the different categories that we want to pull different people from. I know that there are some that I want to give an example on. So we got Mr. Joe Alex, Mr. Joe Alex. He runs around, or excuse me, he has been moving around, and it seems like he's one of the ones interested in a bunch of history that people want to know. We want to get to the bottom of things. I can also tell that he's trying to learn so much. So these are the type of people that we would like to be able to have on our side. And another thing with some of these people, they are different. We have to work with them on trying to get them to be better at working with people or giving off their message, somewhat like Mr. Charleston White. And we also got Lawrence Johnson. He got his own channel. You know, he's more of a comedian. Some of these people, they come from a comedian background, is what we can say, to try to accept them. Some people, they don't know how to hold their tongue, bite their tongue, or hold back. So we can't allow that to stop them from being able to help us. That's what go on in the other system. You know, you have to be so politically correct, or you have to be able to speak politically, or you have to look, you know, a certain way. So in this system, we want to bring the real people, regardless of what goes on. I think eventually they'll grow out of some ways, or we have to figure out a way to, you know, block out some of those ways. But I can tell some of these people are really for what they are about. So now the thing with Mr. Speed and Mr. Kai, Mr. Kai and Mr. Ballin, now these people, they have huge fan bases. And if they can just tap in with us just for a little bit to try and reach out and try and help create this system. And of course, we name people like Mr. Mark Zuckerberg, Mr. Bill Gates. These are people that are around. They've been around for a while. They know things, even though a lot of people go against what they may stand for. These are people that have been around for so long, so they know things. They could be willing to help. I know they can help. I don't mean financially. I mean like as far as like giving information, guiding people down the right way. I know that if I want us to also be able to open up an app, which I know we would be able to do. Like I said, if we raise that, we're going to be able to do everything and anything, and many people will tap into that, connect to that just for the calls. So I want us to open up an app, something similar to Facebook, and the app itself can be called Now We All Shall Rise, because it's a name that can grab everyone. Everyone can be a part of. So, and we can run it, the same way Facebook run their apps, things like this. So, and we're not trying to step on anyone's toes. We just hope everyone can kind of, give us a little leeway, give us a little bit of what they got going on, just for a little bit, for better cause, for a bigger and better cause, So, um, and I know that there's many of these people that I want to speak on. So, and then also many other names to go in there. So I just want you guys to see that. And this is just some of my writings, and you guys have to excuse the area here. I got my other area and my desk area got so much other stuff on it, and I just wanted to take this photo real quick. So, and again, I apologize. I am doing these videos trying to make them quick. So sometimes I'm trying to say so much so fast. So I apologize, and you guys excuse me. All right.